I'm starting to believe that politicians must think that we are stupid. And to a very large extent, we give them reasons to believe that we are stupid. Tonight, I'm going to ask a couple of questions. One, why are we not out in the streets demonstrating and protesting all the violence that has been taking place in Black communities and in the inner city all over the United States? Why aren't we doing that? Why is no one doing that? Why is no politician that was so upset? And let me be clear, we should have been upset for what happened to George Floyd. But why is no politician equally upset with what is happening across the country in every major inner city where tons of Black men are being killed every day by other Black men? Why is nobody protesting that? Why aren't our so-called community leaders and our so-called representatives, why aren't they out protesting that? Another thing that I want to tackle is the idea that somehow or somewhere, some man or some woman is trying to hold us back and prevent us from achieving whatever we want to achieve in this United States of America. And to me, that makes absolutely no sense. Because I want to ask the simple question: who held back Oprah Winfrey? Who held back Michael Jordan? Who held back the same LeBron James that's telling you that there are people trying to hold you back? Who held back LeBron James? Who held back Michael Jackson? Who held back all the hundreds of singers? I want to know who held back all the entertainers, all the media personalities, and I'm talking about Black media personalities and entertainers throughout the United States. I want to know who held them back. Some of them who were filthy rich. Who held them back? I would like someone to answer that question for me. Who held back Colin Powell? Who held back the police chief of New York City, who is Black? I want to know who held back the police chief of Minneapolis. I want to know who held back Kamala Harris. I want to know who held back all the entertainers, who held back all the basketball players who were filthy rich in America. That boogeyman held them back? And all the successful Black men and women throughout the country who is making their mark in every aspect of life in the United States. Who held them back? I want to know who held back Joy Reid, who held back Harris Faulkner and Fox News. Every way you turn, you would realize that Black folks are making their mark in every aspect of American life. Who held back Jackie Robinson? Who held him back? As far back as you can count, in spite of supposed racism, in spite of supposed obstacles in our way, yet still we were able to triumph over these obstacles. That is what we should be celebrating. And the people who are telling you that you are being held back, ask them who is holding back or who held them back. Who held them back? Can't you see that this is just all a game? It's a game for these people to maintain their power and to maintain their elitist status. If they really cared about you, they would tell you how to succeed in spite of some imagined or real obstacle in their way or in your way, how to succeed beyond those obstacles. Because it's obvious they did it, and they did it pretty well. I mean, right now, some of them are millionaires, billionaires. Who held back Jay-Z? A guy who came from, quote unquote, the hood in Bedford-Stuyvesant, was able to move from that position and now can knock champagne glasses with some of the richest people on the planet. Who held him back? Who held back Rihanna? Who held back Beyonce? I mean, the list goes on. But the very people who made it and became extremely successful is telling you that you are being held back. I mean, don't you see the game? If they truly and really cared about you, if they were honest with themselves, and if they were honest with you, what they would have done is tell you or show you the path to success in spite of any real or perceived obstacles. Because they have a formula. They have succeeded. They knew how to make it in spite of those obstacles. So why don't they tell you how they did it? Or why don't you realize that regardless of what is put in your place, what is put in front of you to block you from succeeding, regardless of what it is, you have within you the power to overcome it. Again, who held back Michelle Obama? Michelle Obama, I mean, look at her history. Look at her story. She came from one of the worst places and was able to make it into the White House. Who held back Barack Obama? He's a success story. So, can't you see the gig? Can't you see the game? Somebody is lying to you. And you need to ask yourself, why are they lying to me? I'll tell you why. Because strangely enough, sometimes in life, the very people that you think have your best interests at heart and really wants you to succeed are the very people that wants you to remain in the situation that you are in because they depend on you for their power. And they know the very day that you get up and you realize that no one is going to stop you from achieving what you need to achieve is the very day that your world would open and no longer would you be slave to their lies. And that very day, you would achieve unimaginable success. The very day that you realize that no one and nothing on this planet can stop you from achieving your goals is the day that they would have no power over you. And that would be a very sad day for them. But it will be a joyful day for you and open up possibilities that you never imagined. Sadly, there are people who are handsomely paid to keep us oppressed in the situations that we find ourselves. They do not want us to liberate ourselves from these situations because the day you liberate yourself from that situation is the day they will have no power over you, and it's the day that they will no longer continue to receive benefits and receive monies to empower themselves and to continue living the elitist life. So the choice is yours. Continue to live believing that somebody is out there trying to hold you back and is going to stop you from doing or achieving what you want to achieve, or believing that the sky is the limit and you can achieve anything that you put your mind to achieving.